Yes.
Although we're not in Hawaii. She said aloha because our episode today is about adventures, dreams, and goals, and that's definitely on the bucket list.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
We're there right now in our minds.
Talk about introductions.
Straight up. Straight up.
Time.
Okay, that's so cool. I love that you mentioned a bucket list because I actually wanted to ask you guys. Let's just get into it.
Let's just get right into it.
Do you
Shall
guys
we?
believe in bucket lists? Do you
Yes.
have a bucket list?
I do.
I love lists.
Yes, you do.
And what's on your bucket
I
list?
love dreams and goals and adventures. My whole life's a big ass adventure.
Odyssey.
It's an odyssey. For real though.
That's a nice word.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, odyssey.
Bonus
Definitely
points.
is.
Yes,
So
yes.
I think I've lived out some of my bucket list. It's always ongoing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Still adding stuff to my bucket list.
But
I don't
so
like
far-
that. I don't like it because it has a bad connotation.
Why?
Before you die. That's what it means, a bucket list.
Is it the death part that just throws you off?
I don't think you should put that in there. I think it's like, what do you want to do in life?
But
What are your dreams and goals and
Yeah.
But
what adventures would you like to go on?
When people think about death, though, that gives them, they're like, oh my god.
I have a time limit.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so they actually go for it because most people would just sit on their butts and
It's my whole life.
wait.
I don't know. I don't really have a choice in the matter. My life seems to be designed that way. One adventure after the next, small or big or medium.
Anything interesting on that bucket list of yours?
I don't know.
Well, we talked about it.
A bit, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we
before.
going to Japan, Dean.
Yes, I absolutely. You know, maybe not just Japan, but I want to go live
Yeah.
in another country.
Nice.
Like be immersed, not just like visit on a long holiday. Like I went to Australia for 2 months, and
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Wow, how was that?
It
Talk about
was-
adventure.
Yeah.
That's been one of my dreams actually to go Australia.
Australia is gorgeous. It was. I actually got we landed in Sydney, and I was like, wow, I can live here. This is my city. I live here. You know what I mean? Like
I
I, felt
remember,
at
yeah.
home. I was like, this is the other end of the world, literally.
Yeah.
You know?
She got back and for 6 months she was like, okay, well, when I move back to Australia, I was like, damn girl, something happened over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to live in another country. You know, and just feel, see if I would feel the same way that I feel about Montreal. Like Montreal's my home,
Right.
okay? But can you make your home somewhere else?
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it with France and Portugal.
But
I
how's that?
Do you know what? I think it's such a great thing because it expands your perspective on life and the world.
Yeah.
Because you could actually make your home anywhere. You really can, and it just expands your perspective on things. Like I actually miss Paris. You know, like I love my hometown, but I miss it, and there's definitely a part of me that's still there.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's what's pretty cool. So, no, I wish that for you, and you know what? I still want to move too.
Yeah.
You know, I think New York's on my bucket list too, because that's a funny thing. Actually, when I was 13, I looked at my mom and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna live in two big cities in my life. She's like, which are those? And I'm like, Paris and New York. She goes, wow, you have big aspirations, little one. Well, I did Paris.
And
New
New
York's
York's
on
just
its
around the corner.
New York's on its
Just
way.
around
so.
the corner.
But I also want to live in other places too.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, me too.
What about you, ladies? This
Ah.
lady Ande.
Well, I feel like I've done that. Lived in different place, like a different home, a different place has a different tempo.
Yeah.
You're a different person, and I love doing that. I really do. I find that the adventure for me is actually being able to actually set up a home, like in a place,
Yeah.
for a period of time, and create like a nucleus of people, because people always just come in and out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's.
It's like making a new nest.
What
It's like adventure is like nesting for me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it feels like an adventure. It's actually because it's
Not for me.
I
What
never.
did you say? To what?
Nest.
Nesting feels like an
Nesting
adventure
feels
to
an
me.
adventure. Okay.
Like there's things that come with it that I did never really considered. So
I crave that sometimes, but it doesn't seem to be my life. Like I wake up and it's like an adventure every single day.
Yeah.
Small or big, and it's like everything's designed that way.
But it's cool, like the beauty is finding the adventure even in the mundane. Like,
Girls, sometimes I don't even look for it, and I don't want it. I want to be doing what Lady Andy just said. Sometimes I just want to nest, could I have a chill date? No.
Yeah, no, but that's it. But it's cool to be able to do both, you know?
It's a
like,
big fairy
But I
tale,
like-
my life.
Yeah.
I like what you said about, you know, places, how you change when you go to different places.
It's
And
true.
I feel like whenever I travel, there are bits of myself that I discover, and I'm like, what? Well, hey, girl, how's it going? Like when we went to New York, it was just
Lord.
like,
Yeah.
we were there for 2 nights, 3 days, and it felt like we were there for like a month.
Oh,
you
we
know,
were there
so
for
much
longer.
happened in so little
Well, we
time.
were there a little longer.
Yeah, I was there
that's
for
true.
2
I just
nights.
realized, yeah.
But all that to say that in New York,
Yeah, that was
I
an
would love to
adventure
live in New
then.
York for a bit. Like, there's something about
About
that
New
city
York, yeah.
that just, it lights my fire.
Oh yeah, she's saying it like that for damn good reason.
Yeah.
Because that whole trip,
It was
let me
crazy.
tell you, from when Lady Andy and I left Montreal,
Yeah.
because Asa came to join us a day later, and that was an adventure for her too. But just Lady and Andy and I leaving here was an adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, like, you know, being there was an adventure. Like I fractured my knee,
Oh,
That was
God.
crazy.
and I was like walking around like nothing happened in New York.
Yeah, we
by
did
the
so
time
much.
I got back, my leg didn't even look normal.
Oh my God.
And the doctor was like, "You fractured your knee." And I was like walking around aimlessly, went to some big reggae party with with Asa. No, it was one thing after the next. It was an adventure.
I love it. I love when you get to experience yourself differently by traveling, by going elsewhere, and then you meet new people, and you're like, "Wow, I'm actually really cool. I'm a cool person."
Right?
Yeah,
You-
meeting
one-
new people.
One thing I really want to do is
Yeah.
go on a safari. I'd like to do that
Oh,
once
that's
in my
pretty
life,
cool.
you know, but I'm not sure where because
Why do you want to do that?
Huh?
Why do you want to do that?
I don't know. There's something about it that screams excitement and
You mean like you're in a car?
yeah,
And
and
you're
then you get
driving
to
through?
camp somewhere for like a week,
Oh.
you know, but you move around.
Okay.
But at the same time, I am afraid of really big bugs, so I don't know.
She's like
I'm
big
still
bugs.
waiting.
I'm like, there's lions.
like big bugs.
Never mind bugs. How about the lions and the tigers and
You
the...
know, lions and tigers, I'm cool, but like
Oh,
really
okay.
big bugs. No, but bugs that are as big as my face, I would probably be traumatized. But I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to do it. once.
You can't go to Australia.
That's okay. I'll be waiting for you somewhere else because that ain't happening.
I'll be at the bar.
I'll be with Dee.
Oh my goodness! Though I remember my sister Ariane, she went on a safari when she was younger, and she kept telling me the story about when this elephant. They were observing this elephant peacefully, like, look at it, it's so lovely. And then
It
out of
charged
nowhere,
them.
It started charging at them, and they were like,
You see, those are the type of adventures that I'm not, you know, like lions and tigers and swimming with sharks. And
Lions and tigers.
that's not my
Oh
thing.
no!
Yeah. That's what I
But what I want to do though is I want to swim with turtles, sea turtles.
I thought you were gonna say dolphins. That's cute.
No,
That's original.
turtles in Turks and Caicos precisely.
Oh, I'll be there. I would love to do that.
But if you
Yeah.
do it, make sure you do it in like a reserve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I almost did it in Barbados. I went with a friend of mine, and actually, the back of the resort where we were staying, it was actually
a reserve.
a
for-
reserve for sea turtles. But I couldn't book in. I couldn't book in to do that, and I really wanted to do. I've been wanting to do that since I was a kid.
okay.
With
Wow.
the big ones.
Yeah,
right?
big ones. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the big ones.
Well, okay.
why?
Why would you need to? Why are the big ones? Why do you want to swim with turtles? Like, I actually want to know why people
Yeah,
want to do
why?
these things. Like, why?
Yeah.
Because I love water and I love turtles, and I don't know. I just always thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
Huh.
I like it.
And why
Why
would
did
you
you
have to go
say
to
yeah?
a reserve?
Because the thing is, sometimes when you go to a resort, just the resort part, and then they bring you out, you know, to go to the activity. Sometimes the animals are not well taken
Yeah.
care of, and they're just being used.
Yeah.
You know, like for
Okay.
instance, dolphins, like they're not supposed to have people swimming with them
All
for
the
12
time.
hours a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
not good for them.
No.
But
Yeah.
when you go to a reserve, they actually take care of the animals, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's just a place where animals that were like hurt or they're being taken care of,
Yeah.
and then they do it maybe once a day. Once
Right.
a
Well,
day,
that's
a group
actually
of people swims with
actually
the dolphins.
this
Right.
Oh, okay.
this place. That's why I couldn't book I couldn't book it because they only did it once a week.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See,
okay.
Yeah, and it's really a place in Barbados where it's just that, and they protect these turtles. So,
exactly.
yeah.
So it's very important. Like all those things,
Yeah.
we have to take that into consideration. You know?
Yeah.
You can't just be like, "Hey, what's weird with dolphins?" One thing though that I don't understand is the whole going in a cage with sharks.
No, I don't get that.
Why?
I don't get it.
Why?
I'm like, I know people want to do that, particularly guys. I don't get it.
I had a friend that went to Hawaii. Was it Hawaii? I think it was Hawaii. Yeah, and she signed up for the activity, but the day before, somebody got like. The skin of the shark itself is very, very
Slippery.
slippery,
Yeah.
and it can cut you.
Yes.
Just the skin,
Yeah.
okay?
It is.
And somebody in the cage got cut by just like the tail,
Oh.
So when there's
Well,
blood,
yeah, the tail's sharp.
Hello.
no, yeah. When there's blood, it's like,
Oh.
hey, but get out. You know what I mean? So
God.
it's kind of like an emergency, and she still went.
No,
Wow.
you see.
Me, I'd be like, it's a sign from God.
You know what the thing is? I'm an adventurous person just by nature.
Yeah.
As much as I'm like, this sucks, my life, I can't stand this, it's too much adventure, I wouldn't probably change it because I like that thrill and I like new things and I like discovering and whatever. But those are adventures I'm not willing to.
I'm all
dive
about
in.
calculated risk.
It's true. It's true. It makes sense though.
Turtles are calm.
Yeah,
They're sweet.
turtles,
They're
sweet.
nice.
Turtles, yes.
Dolphins are cool.
I heard
But
that dolphins will
sharks-
hurt you.
No.
Really?
I
Well,
heard
they have to be trained. That's
That-
the thing. No, they have to
that
be
they
trained.
can hurt you really bad. Like that happened to Tara Banks. Apparently, she's scared
Well,
of dolphins.
Why? What happened?
Well, it's
Did
like
she get
you
hit
have-
by it?
No, but
I don't know,
look.
it slapped her or something.
But you know what? It depends
Oh
of
my
the
God.
situation. Like people say, like horses are, but I hate horses.
love horses.
No, wait a minute. I know that's not true. I don't hate horses because I actually want to go horseback riding on the beach. But I haven't gone on a horse since I was a kid
Okay.
because I was actually riding a female horse indoors in winter, and snow fell on the roof, and she got really scared, and she just went berserk,
Oh my
and she
God.
was throwing me against the wall,
Oy.
and so I was stuck.
Between
The reins were wrapped around my
Your wrist?
wrist, and I was dangling basically from the horse, and she was throwing me against the wall.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
Wasn't
it
there
took-
anyone there?
Yeah, but it took a minute to calm her
calm
down.
yeah.
She, horses are, when they go
they
crazy
will
to tame
kill
them.
you.
Yeah, and the
You're
guy
right.
was telling me you got to get on right back on. I'm like, no, it's not happening.
You didn't go back on?
No, I was first of all I was 10. Okay, and my wrist was broken.
Oy.
Yeah, no, I was not. I'm not getting back on the horse. I was like, fuck that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am sorry when my dad wants. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It is not
I
happening.
feel you.
And I never got back on. And honestly, like they scared me for a while. And I don't know if I'd get back into horseback riding. Although I do. One of my dreams too is to go horseback riding on the beach.
And
Well,
you
you'll
shall
have to
do
get
that.
back on that horse, girl.
Yeah.
That's the only time I will.
So, Miss Lady Andy, you love horses.
I love horses. I was like, you guys were talking about what would you like to do bucket list. And I actually don't really think, I said a few things before, but I don't have a bucket list. I pretty much figure it's going to happen. But horses, like, I would love to be able to be around horses for like 5-6 years at a stretch, and then you could just ride them, like, not oh, I have to go visit and da 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 da. It's like the horse is there.
Go to
However
Iceland.
that's gonna work, girl. The name has ice.
Yeah, it would be perfect for you.
Right. I guess. So you just
She is though.
The thing is that you were talking when you brought up horses, I suddenly got transported
See, I know.
to this place where you just get on the horse and you're riding, and the air,
And
and
you're free.
It's called
free,
Fairytale
and you go-
book.
Exactly, and I live
But
in
it's
there.
normal. It's normal that
I
you feel
know.
that way. It's
But
because I
I'm
get
joking.
The
traumatized.
more
No,
she
I'm
was
joking, I'm
talking,
joking.
all I could see was her tangle.
Right?
Getting smacked
not
by the
funny.
horse. I'm sorry, but you killed my bucket list.
Bucket list dead. Yo, I'm wondering, would you ever, if you had, okay, so never mind the money, but would you be one of those people, you know, eventually they're gonna start sending people to the moon, like on excursions and stuff? Is that
Fuck that shit,
that's
man.
something you want to try?
That.
You know what? I wondered that.
Yeah.
I can't say yes or no yet.
Yeah.
I think it would have to get to a point where it's like they've done it a few times.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And the risks are not like big as they are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fear of it, but at the same time, there's such a curiosity that's
Yeah.
just, you know, which I have every day of my life, like what's out there and
Yeah.
what space is like, and
I wonder.
and
what
I'm
the feeling-
obsessed with the sky and the stars.
And
I
the
always
moon.
have been,
And the moon.
and the stars.
But wait, okay.
No, like no.
No?
Straight up.
Okay, no.
Okay. No. Do you know how long people train to go in
That's
that
what I
little
mean.
in that
What
little
if it-
shuttle?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what if in like 20 years it's like
It's not even that. It's not even that. Okay.
She's like, it's
even if
not-
it's calculated, it's not that. It's just
she's
like,
like, I'll see you off,
did I-
bad bitch.
did I discover the whole world that's here? You know?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know? So am I gonna cram myself in a tiny? You know what? If I wanna feel like I'm on Mars or on the moon or in space, I'm just gonna go into the simulation center where they like cut gravity and you're like, oh, this is how it feels like to be in space. Great, thank you so much. And then I
Right.
leave. Because I'm just like, honestly, like space tourism makes me sick. I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
yeah. Do you know how much money it costs to send like those quadrillionaires in the air?
Wow.
And like the fuel and like it's just
Okay, it's
It's-
clear
it's-
that if it ever happens, we ain't going with D.
no,
Yeah.
you're not. You're not
I'm
going,
going
to
to Japan
me.
with
And
you.
I'm
Okay,
and I'm
got you.
thinking like I'm gonna like do a
You're gonna march.
manifestation
You're gonna march.
so you guys don't go.
So you know what? If we ever go in 20 years because they've developed it, we can't tell D.
We can't. We have to
We'll
hide.
see us. We'll see us on TV.
Well, actually, for me, I don't know because I hear all that stuff about the fuel, and that to me, I feel to send me to go just for curiosity's sake is a little bit irresponsible, personally. But, however, I've heard a lot of people describe what it felt like for the astronauts to see the Earth from another perspective.
Yeah.
That must
And
be amazing.
That to
Yeah.
me has it just I don't know it calls to me.
yeah. Can you
Yeah.
imagine chilling and like looking at the planet?
But
That's like
But
that's
the
dope.
whole part between
I don't know.
me deciding I'm gonna do it and then getting there. That
Yeah.
part where you're the thing goes off
The
and
space
they
shuttle.
count and then you're up and then oh god no.
You know what? You know what it is? I think for me, it's like the feeling of immensity
Yeah.
because I feel like that when I'm by the ocean.
Yes.
And that it's so wide and deep, and it's like I don't know. I feel this freedom when
And
I'm
it
by
never
the
stops.
ocean.
The ocean never stops.
Yeah,
Like, the
it's the infinity
It's
of it.
infinite.
It's
Yeah.
infinite, and I'm very drawn to the ocean.
Yeah.
very much so.
I can sit in front of it for hours.
Oh, me
just
too.
like
I'm another
Yeah.
person when I'm by the ocean.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a totally different person.
Yeah.
For the good. For the good, definitely for the
bring
good.
her to the ocean.
Yeah, bring me to the ocean if you love me.
Okay, so what do you ladies think about the whole thing about sending people to Mars to start a colony?
No.
You know that whole
That's
thing like
stupid.
you're leaving, never coming back.
No, that's stupid.
I am not.
I think that's stupid.
No.
I don't even get it. And
I know they're gonna do it.
people that signed up. Some people signed up,
But you know-
and they have like no, hold on.
Yeah.
Those people, okay, like let's say you're single and whatever, you've always dreamed of this. You don't really have a life here, I
I'd probably
guess.
send some
So-
people on the
Sign up, okay?
I wouldn't sign me up, but I would sign up some people
No, but
in my
some
past.
people signed up
Probably of the,
and they
of
have
the male
families.
sex.
Ladies, some
Yes.
people signed up
Yeah.
and they have
Mars.
families.
Yes.
So look, you're there chilling with your man, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I signed up for that Mars thing."
There's something wrong with your relationship.
Okay, you know what? I think that dude took too seriously. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
Okay, madam.
But you know, there's some people who are really, they just don't feel at home here.
No, but
They
it's not
just
only
don't.
that. Some people are really, that's their cause. You know what I mean? Like, they sign up because, you know, for whatever science advancement or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, to each their own. But hey, I'd send a few people off to Mars. I wouldn't sign myself up, but
Right? Yeah.
I have a few people that I could donate
It's not even a
for the
round trip.
cause.
It's not even a
you can
round trip.
experiment.
No, but
They're
them,
not
no,
even
but-
pretending. They're not even pretending that you're gonna come back.
Thank
They're
you.
just like,
Good,
yeah.
even better. I got some people to donate
I feel
for the
like
good cause of humankind.
I feel like it'd really be like a fantasy versus reality type situation because they're like, we're going to Mars, we're saving the world, it's gonna be great. I'm eating powder.
You're making it even more and more tempting for me to go donate people's names.
I'm eating powder. There is no sun. I am freezing. I hate everybody. I want to go home.
eating powder and pissing in a tube.
That's okay. I will go. I'm fine.
It's like I didn't really think this through.
I will settle with maybe a trip to
Everything.
Paris. Yeah. And a trip to
Japan.
You know how people say, oh, they're like, the universe is either you see it like it wants to get you, or you see it like it's your friend.
Yeah.
And then you will flow into abundance and all that. I'm trying, but on Mars, the universe is just trying to kill you. Like it's just done.
It's like
It's
you're
not-
not supposed to be.
It's not trying.
You're trying to live
No.
out Star Wars. What do you want?
You know what I mean?
You did not
or
evolve
Star
yet.
Trek or whatever.
And I feel like any human beings that evolve on that colony will become like a colony of psychopaths.
How about let's come back down to earth.
Right.
No pun intended. But yeah. Anyways.
But I feel though that that's
No.
what's gonna happen.
Okay, wait.
Eating powder.
How
will make you
about
mad.
on the other side? How about deep sea diving?
Oh man.
See, that's
That's an
crazy
adventure.
too.
No.
You know,
Deep sea. Hey, I was listening to a
want
story.
to. I think I really want to do
I can
that.
see you doing that.
I want to do that.
Deep sea
Yeah,
diving.
I do.
Go ahead and
I do.
there will be a bottle of bubbly waiting for you on the boat when you come back. But
Yes.
girl,
I don't think she can
I
drink
don't
when
even know
she
how
comes
to
back.
dive, bruh. I don't even know
I
how
really
to
do.
dive.
Diving is cool.
No,
Yeah.
I do want to. Yeah, I do want to go deep sea diving.
That's cool. I feel like the abyss. Like the first time I saw a documentary about that as a kid, I was just flabbergasted, man. It just
But the ocean fascinates
It mind
me.
boggles
We don't
me.
know anything about it.
No, exactly.
The
After
ocean
a
is,
certain,
I don't know. It really
level, we're like,
fascinates me. I just,
yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd really enjoy deep sea diving.
Yeah, cool.
Anybody want to go with me? Because apparently my friends don't want to.
Nope. I like.
Anybody?
I dove. You know, I did, and it's nice. It's nice.
How about diving from a cliff?
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
I'd love to do it. Adventures. I'm all for it,
What kind
but
of
I'm
adventures?
not much of a swimmer. Like I can swim, but I'm not even cute when I swim. Like it's when I swim, it's survival. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be all sexy and whatever smooth. Like that's what I mean. So
You know, like
adventures,
crawling.
exactly. That's what I mean.
Wow.
So adventures do not involve me.
Okay,
in
so you want to go
water.
swimming in the ocean then?
I would. I have done that, but deep sea diving, I need to have, no.
But you don't even really like, because you're not really, because you have your palms. You know what I mean? So it's not really like you're underwater. So yes, you're swimming,
You're
but it's
definitely
not.
swimming.
You know what I mean? No, but that's just it's not a.
Swimming to your finest.
But you have palms, and it really helps. It's not the same.
I don't know. I'm just not, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not
It
my
really
thing,
fascinates me.
Schmelang.
I it's the problem is that there's no air down there. It's like huge on a level that
That's
you
what I
cannot
love.
understand.
Oxygen tank.
And there's parts of
It's
it where
weird.
there's sharks, and that's like where we are. But underneath that is where the sharks are too scared to go. So
And Sybil is not. I don't know.
No, you can't because they're
I would- I
not
would
scared.
say-
They can't go.
Listen, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't have any fear of doing it,
right.
but if I was able to jump off a plane and I was scared of that, and I did it, I think, I don't know, that's
Yeah,
definitely
it's the
on
whole
my
point,
list.
right? A bit of adrenaline, and you experience.
Oh, I love adrenaline.
Yeah.
I do. I wouldn't say I'm like a crazy adrenaline junkie, but I definitely do like adrenaline.
Speaking, sorry, go.
I used to like, what are those things? Roller coasters.
I love them.
I don't know what happened. I went on this trip with these people who were whack. Okay, so it didn't help.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't them.
It wasn't any of us.
Actually, they weren't whack. Someone on the trip was whack, so I wasn't very happy. And I went on this free fall thing.
Love
like
it.
you sit, it's round, and you sit around and your feet are dangling,
Yes.
and you go straight down.
Yes.
And
Love it.
I was like, yeah, this is my thing. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna cut. And it goes up, click, click, click,
That's
like
the
slowly,
thing,
and
that's
you feel
amazing.
the gravity pulling.
But you
on
know
your
what?
feet.
You know you're alive.
Yeah, girl.
You know you're alive.
I'm aware I'm alive right now.
You know what? I think
Of how alive I was on top when I saw those two people go first.
Could I be honest? I think that people get so caught up in everyday life, in mundane things, that they forget to feel alive. And I think in that moment you remember.
For sure.
You
But
feel.
some
But
people-
that roller coaster, I know it. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about, and I know that when I was a kid, I used to love that.
I
and then
love
I
that
did
shit.
that. I
Now?
did it again
Yeah.
like a couple years back,
Yeah.
and the only way I can describe it is I felt like my soul leaving my body.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
coming back.
I love it.
Yes.
I love
And
it.
I was just like,
That's the
with
shit.
my mouth open, just like,
That's the shit,
no,
though.
you can't even speak. You
But
can't
don't you
speak.
want to go back on after?
Fuck
Nope.
no.
I do.
I was
Every
done.
single
The
time.
way I came out of that thing
I love
was like, I was ready to leave my pants behind.
Yo, it's like when I jump off a plane, right? I was scared. I was scared. It was I think I've never been scared like that in my life. And then once I did it, it was one of the best feelings, besides having an orgasm, but I'm just saying. One of the best feelings in the world. And then I wanted to do it again right after.
I never jumped out of the plane. Okay.
Amazing.
And I love to do that. I
Amazing.
love to do that. And I'm pretty sure that there's like things that change in you. Like
Oh, it
when
does.
I did that roller coaster back when I was younger, I could do it 2-3 times in a row. I'd be like, yeah, bring it on. And I did it. I was like, whoa, it didn't sit right with me. But I love other types of roller coasters, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, I guess we change.
We do change.
you know?
It's funny.
That
You see
hasn't
other-
changed with me. Still want to.
I like flying. Like, the gliding.
Yeah.
Gliding, I like the idea
Paragliding?
of the paragliding. That really excites me. Or there's this thing they do now on water where I think you're wearing boots and it's like a water.
I want to do
jet, yeah,
that.
jets from
That's
yeah.
something I
That's
want
the
to
kind
do.
of thing I want to do.
And there's something I want to do with you, actually, Lady Andy.
Tell me,
We
tell
talked
me.
about it. It's learn how to fly a plane.
Yes, that I'd like to do.
Yeah,
See,
I really
I'm
wanna
in
do that.
control of the situation.
Yeah, I
so
wanna
I'm
learn how to
okay
do
with that plan. But not the thing that drops.
Nah.
No, like seriously, they make it look like Yanpan. There's a breakdown
Yeah.
halfway up. It makes it sound like, oh, it's about to, and you're stuck, and everyone's like, what's going on? We're up. We're like, this is not good. And then it continues climbing, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
And you
No,
can't ask them
regular
to
plane.
get you down, because I will call.
No. We want to learn how to
Right?
fly jet planes. That's fine.
Jet plane.
But talk about roller coasters. Do you guys see all those videos on social media where they
Like
take
huge
videos
drop?
of themselves, people passing out.
Yeah, they pass
I
out.
beg your pardon, doing what?
People they're on the roller coaster,
Right.
and as they go
that's
up,
weak.
then they pass out, then
And
they
they
come
wake
up, and they pass out
Yeah,
again.
this dude. Yeah.
And it's just
Bullshit.
it's terrible
Do they know?
that
They
they're
know
passing
that
out.
they're passing out when they come down? I wonder if people actually pass out and not realize that they're passing
Well,
out.
he
wimpy
knows because
shit.
he's got the footage. That's
That's some wimpy shit,
but,
though.
but that's the thing. It's crazy. Like some
I don't
people-
know, man.
I mean, some people, we go for the adrenaline thing. We're in search of adrenaline, but I've caught some people do some pretty stupid shit to feel something, and sometimes I don't agree. Like the other day, I saw this guy on his bike. He was sitting on the handlebars, his back facing the front, and pedaling backwards.
Going where?
Going just on the street, like like just chilling, and I was like, was that necessary? Why are you doing that?
Well, it's like people that do tricks with
The
their
grandmothers.
motorbikes, right?
Okay.
Yeah, there's some crazy
and
ones.
there's competitions, right? There's
Yeah.
competitions. They get paid for it. There's probably insurance.
Yeah,
Dude
there's
was
some
like
group-
just chilling on the street, sitting on
No,
the
no,
handlebars.
there's some
But
like,
that's
crews that
probably
do
how
that
he
too.
practices. That's
It's
his
like-
life.
oh my
Well,
god.
look, you know what? I used to skateboard, and I used to, now when I think back, what I used to do, like, down, like, some serious streets, where it was, like, the angle of the street was insane.
Yeah.
I could have broke my head my neck the same way, like, this guy's backpedaling.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know, like,
So
I
many
see-
moments in life that you're like,
You look back,
you
you're
look back,
like-
you're like, wow. I'm protected.
No, but you know what? When I was a kid, I was absolutely fearless.
But that's
I was
that's
one
what
of those
kids
kids.
are.
No, but I was one of those kids. Like, I would go up to the roof, jump off. I'd go up and like anything like crazy, and I had male friends, and I was like, well, the boys could do it, I could do it too. So yeah, I was one of those kids. I would come back with my knees, bleeding. My mom's like, why can't you just like sit at home and play with your dolls? And I'm like, that's boring.
Because it's boring, Mom.
It's boring. No, I used to tell her it's boring. Why? No.
Yeah.
Childhood adventure.
I had a BMX too.
I think
you know what I mean?
fearless, like by nature.
Yeah.
In the sense that like you see them doing things and just because they don't know that they can die. They don't feel that. They don't feel like this whole body thing.
But I know now that I could die, and I still seek those things. So, but maybe I'm a kid at heart. I don't know.
Well, I think we all are in a way, but it's true when you're talking about that. I remember not a few weeks ago I went to the park with my nephew, and we were walking by, and then we saw a spider web, and there was a spider on it, like a pretty big spider. And the thing is, he was looking at it and saying, "Oh, look at it! Oh, it's so cute." He like no one's told him yet that spiders are gross and that you need to be scared of them and that you need to squish them. He was looking at it as if it was a beautiful lilac, a little flower. I was like, wow, and there was something beautiful about that moment. I was like, wow, I'm gonna take more of that with me. Just looking at the world through a child's eyes.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. And I remember like childhood adventures. The
An
things we
adventure,
did.
but when you're a kid, an adventure is like I
out
remember
and
when I was
playing.
playing with my friends, when like
Wow,
the
mine
parents
is
were having
still like
their
that.
I don't know meetings, and in my head it was like their largest, the biggest place we were running into. It was like we had it downstairs, it had an upstairs, blah blah, and I go back and it's like a room.
It's
You know what I mean? It's like a room with like 2 steps of like of stairs and that's it. But it was crazy for us.
It's imagination.
It was like
Maybe that's why I'm still like that, because I have a very vivid imagination, and I have a big inner life. So maybe that's why I'm still very adventurous, and I seek adventure.
yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Because my imagination's still there. I might not create fortresses now, but in some way I do.
I was watching some kids playing on the railroad tracks over the canal.
I loved doing that when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I mean I cross it, and I know people cross, but those are the real trains. And you can't. There is no place to go in case 2 trains are coming. You're stuck, right? So there was 3 of them fishing, and the trains are coming, and 2 of them, they ran off, and one was still there, like fishing, and the train's coming and starting to honk, and he puts his hand. He's like, "Oh yes, thank you. I can see you." And I'm sitting there like, "Anybody see this child? He's gonna die!" And he climbs over the rail and hangs off the bridge, like at the bottom,
While the train
passes. And I'm like, when you're a kid,
You're insane.
there's
basically.
I was one of the insane
there's some kids that
definitely.
would just do that, and I was just like, I'm happy for you, because I remember when we were kids, and I had some kids we all had this different range of who was really adventurous and who was the little pussy, right?
Yeah.
And I remember some of the kids I'd hang out with who would be like, we'd be there like, okay, the adventure is now going to go and stand here, and they're like, wait, I'll jump on top of the train now. It's crazy. But
my goodness.
but I feel like I had that fearlessness, like that. Confidence in my ability.
I think I still have a bit of that. In
Yeah?
me. Yeah, I do. And I think that's what even that reflects in other areas of my life, I'm definitely still a risk taker. And I think that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not that I want to defy death or anything like that. And like I said, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. There's limits, you know, but...
What are the limits?
Like
How much is too much?
Like I said, I'm not swimming with sharks. Like things that are too obvious, I'm not gonna go test it. Like I said, I'm not there to stare death in its eyes and go,
gravity.
I dare you. You know, I'm not
High five a bear.
No, I'm not doing none of that shit, alright? But a little bit of like feeling I'm alive and there's a bit of risk there. Where you're a bit, I like the edge.
Playing with the line.
I like the edge a bit. You know, I like the edge a bit. I need that in my life, and it propels me. It propels me. I like to feel alive, and maybe that's why my life is like constantly an adventure. I think maybe that has just to do with my passion. That's
probably.
I don't know, but it's weird. What makes your life be an adventure? Like, why is it like that for me? Like, D, you tell me all the time, you're like, girl, you should have a movie, you should have a book.
Yo, the stuff that happens to you, like, good or bad, just don't make sense.
It just happened.
It just happens, and you're like, wait, what? And you try to pull the cord to, like, what created this event, and you get to, like, a cloud. Or, like, and you're like, what is the answer to this?
But I swear, thank God that most of you are there when something happens, good or bad. Because, like, I think some people wouldn't believe me. They just wouldn't. Like, just the craziest stuff. Like, I don't know why that is. And it's been like that since I was a child. Like, I don't know why. My life is like this big storybook. It does. It feels like a big fairy tale. Like a big storybook. I don't know. It's all filled with adventure.
That's awesome.
Like, even when I leave my house, I'm like, okay,
What's gonna happen today?
there's gonna be an adventure. Even sometimes I don't leave the house for a week. And there's like a billion things. Like, it's just adventure after adventure. I don't know.
Well, life is a journey.
No, but not everyone's life is like that.
But I
Where
remember,
it's just one adventure after the next.
I remember when I was a teenager and I was going out with my friends, and each time I would like tell myself, I'd be like, I hope something fun happens today. You know, I hope we meet like a cute guy. I hope we like, I don't know, we have like a great dance party.
Yeah.
I hope, you know what I mean? And I feel like now that I'm older, I still feel like that. I'm like, you know, let's have an adventure today. But I see, how can I say things? Like, little things are adventures to me now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't necessarily need to be partying on a rooftop to feel like I'm having an adventure, like I'm having something fun, something special.
But that's the thing with me. I'll start off like just, okay, I'm going to have coffee with someone. And somehow I end up on that roof party. Like,
That's what I like.
But there's people like that.
I don't get it. Like, I'm like, I didn't plan
I don't
this.
think you're supposed to get it.
I didn't plan this. I didn't plan this.
That's the thing. But I feel like most times when the moments where I've experienced the most, free and fun moments have been when it wasn't planned. It's like you start somewhere and you're with the right people that you love and that you can hang with.
Yeah.
And then the night just flows and you're like,
I mean,
what
like
the hell?
our day together in New York.
Yeah, things like that. I find that.
That was quite a day.
Yeah, I love when it comes from the spontaneous. When it surprises you. That's where my biggest adventures have come from. I think.
That just flowed like there was no effort in that whatsoever. It was really weird.
That's it. We're wondering for you guys at home or on the phone or wherever you're at listening to this podcast. What's an adventure to you? What adventure?
What's
do you
your
wanna
biggest
go on?
adventure?
Exactly.
What is you guys' biggest adventure that you've lived? Like one of them. Because I have a list.
Well, to me, the one that sticks out was like going to Australia.
Okay.
Like, because it was me and my friend, and we were like by ourselves, like, chilling and driving on the other side of the road. That was something.
Nice.
It was cool because I really felt like something changed. Like I discovered, I came upon myself, and I was like, damn, you can do all of this stuff on your own.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Anyway, it was fun. It
How
was
about
fun.
you?
Nice.
How about you, Asa?
I don't know. Honestly, right now
Just think of
I know
one.
I've been I've
You have
been
many.
I've been on many adventures. Some great, some not so great. And right now, all I can think of is the not so great one. When I went, for those who don't live in Montreal, we have a little mountain called the Mont-Royal. And I remember one day I went with 3 friends. We were chilling on the grass, and then one of the guys was like, "Yeah, one day I'll bring you up to my spot on the mountain, but you're not ready today." And we were like, "We're not ready today. Screw you. We're ready. We're gonna go. We're going." We have no water. We don't have snacks. We don't have anything. But we're like, yeah, let's go. Man, first we start climbing the mountain, and at first it was like chill. It was like a steady climb, and all of a sudden it was like a 90-degree angle. I was like, it's like not even a hiking. You have to freaking. I was like, I didn't have gear. I look back. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going back down the way it's like. So all you can do is go up. But I swear, man, that was a scary experience. And then by the time, 2 of us decided to go back down. And I don't know how they did it, but me and this other guy were left alone to climb. And I swear, man, by the time we got to the other side, on the top of the mountain, and I saw a car in the highway, I was like, hallelujah, Jesus, thank you.
Thank you, we are alive.
It was the scariest, because by the time we got to his secret spot, the sun was going down, the mosquitoes came out, we didn't have food, we were just so yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay. What's your biggest adventure? Well, one of them.
Wow, I couldn't even I'm trying. I can't think of a biggest adventure because literally feel like the minute I opened my eyes, it was like, oh, welcome to La La Land. Every day is a really crazy adventure. But okay, recently. I just here in Montreal, you can find adventure anywhere you go, right?
Right.
So I left here.
For sure.
I left here really late, and I knew I had so much to do the next day. But I was feeling strange, and I was like, screw it! I'm just gonna go down all the way down on this bus, all the way down to the end. I was
Lost in the city.
Lost in the city at 6 a.m, and I end up at the banks of the water. So I just went on this lovely walk, and you will never know these places exist. You're standing in tall grasses all along the walk. But I went too far and and ended up passing this place that looked like a graveyard, and I was like, I'm alone and it's really early and I didn't want to cross back, but essentially I got locked in by this big fence. I crossed the highway and I had to climb the fence.
What? I would love to see
it was a hot flipping mess. Okay, I was all like, I can do this. I've been doing this. I was like, I don't know. I don't have I have a lot of great fun adventures. It'll be in a book one day.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I like that. That was fun.
Right? You look back and you're like, God damn.
Oh my God. You get home and it's 8:30 and it's like, a lot has happened
Right?
today already.
Like holes in your clothes from climbing
What
the
happened to
cliff.
you, baby? Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm here.
Don't worry about it.
I'm here. What about you,
What
sis?
about you, girl?
My life's biggest adventure. Yeah, no, it's my life, but if I have to think, 2 of them. I don't know. Once I was bored, and I was with someone, and we just went to the airport and picked a destination and left.
Nice.
What? Oh, I would love to do that.
Where'd you go?
I went to 2 places. I went somewhere in Italy, and then
Oh, you were in Europe.
Yeah, I was in Europe.
Okay, cool.
And then another time, it was after a club. We were 4 people, and we're like, well, we were hungry. It was 5 a.m. So instead of just going to a restaurant, this was in Europe as well, we decided to drive from France to Spain. And we had breakfast in Spain.
That's so cool.
I love that.
And so we went through the mountains and the ocean and whatever. And then when we got there, we're like, let's stay here 2 days.
Cool.
And we
I
did
love
that,
that
and
freedom.
we had nothing. It was after a club, so we had no change of clothes. We just got some stuff there, just to just to go through the 2 days
Yeah.
and drove back.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's life, right?
I love
if
it.
only how do we do this and keep this going in our lives?
Girl,
how do
don't
we
wish
do
it.
that?
Don't be me, be civil, and that'll happen to you.
No, I mean, like, really, you know, because we all go on these crazy adventures in our lives now. We're young,
But
we
that's
can
got
afford to do it.
got two sides to that point.
And it's great to have the choice to say, oh, I'm just not going to. I'm going to go do this and do this and do this. But as you get older and you accumulate stuff and you have little children come around and pickaninnies, then how do you keep the adventure in your life?
I think, you know what? That's something I kind of admired in my parents.
Mm-hmm.
They took me on their adventures.
That's
They
awesome.
they did.
awesome.
It never. My mother was that type of mother. Like
Yeah.
I traveled since very very young, and they would take me. They would take me with them, and I'm very grateful for that. And I don't think it's well. I mean, depending of your life, but I know that I'm going to be that type of person. Like I don't think because you have. You know, it depends, like, how you structure your life. But if you really want that type of life, you could do that with children, with work, depending on... But you have to design your life as such.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I just want to say, like, it seems thrilling to people, and it seems exciting. And I've had a lot of people saying, wow, your life's so exciting. But you know what? There's, like, two sides to that coin.
Oh, what's the
Like,
other side?
I think it's great to be adventurous, and like I said, my life's really a big adventure, and you guys know that firsthand. Anybody that knows me knows that. It's thrilling and exciting, and there's amazing things, and you discover things and people, and you feel you're alive, and you feel all these emotions and memories, and it's just wonderful. But then on the flip side, I find when your life is like that, just one adventure after the next, it's like you have to be really strong to be able to take those really extreme hits of emotion, because
Okay. It's a roller coaster of emotions
it's a roller coaster. It really is. And as much as I love roller coasters in real life, not always in another aspect, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like there's two sides to that. Of course, looking in, it looks exciting, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it is, but a lot of it isn't either. You know, and you have to have a really strong armor to be able to withstand that. And like I said, I don't know why it's that my life is such, but it is.
I like what
Big
you're saying
adventure.
about you know, parents making sure their kids are going with them on the adventure. I saw this. It was a documentary about this little girl whose parents are photographers, and they would go around in Africa and like
Oh, yeah,
go to
yeah,
savannah,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
she grew up with lions, and like she was like the real life Mowgli.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I thought it was so touching to watch that documentary, and also to hear after there's like testimony when she's older, and she's
Yeah.
saying how difficult it was for her to reintegrate into society as a student, you know, as a college student, because her whole life she was free, roaming around with lions. She has no fear, and with the animals, and she felt like the restrictions of society.
breaking her.
It was just a big culture shock.
But you know what? Even traveling from a very young age, because that's why my parents did it with me, is that it was fundamental to my parents that I discover other cultures and civilizations, and that I was immersed in that. And they wanted me to expand my mind from a very, very young age. It was very like crucial for them. And you know what? I think that it was, like I said, I'm very grateful for that, because I'm definitely not a narrow-minded person. But at the same time, you see how that was extreme because she was with like wild animals. Integration was always a little bit of an issue, although I've always been surrounded by a lot of people and friends and whatnot. It's like, I think once you've traveled from a very young age, you know what's out there.
Yeah.
So, and you're communicating with people that not necessarily do until they're older. So for me, it was a little bit worlds apart. You know, it changed me from a very young age. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like super grateful for that. And I would definitely do it with my children as well, as much as I could, you know. And I'm grateful for that because my parents wanted me to discover culture,
Good.
which is the next episode.
Yeah.
We're going around the world, people.
Yay! Oh, we were talking about expanding our minds, and we're talking now. It's easy to say travel and your mind will be expanded, but how do you day to day just to send you off on a good note? How do you
On your own adventure.
Exactly. How do you find ways to expand your mind in your day to day? How do you do it?
So,
Oh, you want us to ask?
Yeah,
that
I'm
question?
asking.
Oh my
I'm wondering.
gosh! Wow. Well, first of all, read a lot.
Yes.
I read a lot of books, and I try crazy different things, stuff that I wouldn't expect. And I guess I feel like for me is keeping my intuition open. Then it guides me along to do that, and I don't like to let myself feel restricted by a routine. It's kind of the truth, though.
for me, I'm a very curious person by nature, so I educate myself constantly. So if that's through reading, watching something, meeting people, asking questions, discovering new things, places, observing, analyzing. I think just by nature, the way I am, it makes me expand my mind every day and my inner life. I have a big inner life, so imagination, the questions I ask myself about life. I do a lot of writing as well as reading, so I just think by nature I'm constantly expanding my mind. I'm way too curious of a person.
Sweet.
Yeah, being
That's
curious
awesome.
is the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
Being curious for
All
real.
my life.
And remembering that though you know some stuff, you don't know shit.
No,
Just remember
right?
you
You're
don't know
always
shit.
growing.
Right?
You're always expanding. You're always growing. There's always more to discover.
Yeah.
And you? How do you do that?
I ground myself and I keep my eyes open.
Boom.
Nice.
That's it.
That is
That's
such
right.
a D answer. I love it. I gotta give you a pound for that one.
My goodness, and to those of you listening to us right now, we hope you're out there expanding your minds and going on crazy adventures.
Yeah, in your
Absolutely.
own backyard. Don't wait for
Yeah.
that plane ticket.
In your bedroom.
Or get that plane ticket.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Do that thing
Whatever
you've been
you
dying
need.
to do.
Whatever you need to do.
Exactly.
And, in the meantime, make sure to tune in for the next episode.